Okay, welcome back to Return to Dark Souls 2, everyone. It turns out at the end of the last episode, I did make a mistake, and the Bastille key really isn't after the boss we just fought. It is right here. Honestly, this color of the first sim version has me messed up, you know. Oh, hey. Whatever, we got the key. Damn. I don't know, because I picked up a key in the last episode, didn't I? Or I must have gotten one of the keys confused. But that's the key that is actually needed to unlock those two doors. So we're gonna head back to Sinner's Rise. I know I said I would start at the boss, but I went there and the key didn't work. So yeah, I was like, what the fuck? But then it turns out that I just remembered things wrong. Again, I blame it all on Scholar, because there was no need to rest there. But you know, whatever. We're gonna get past this and finally, hopefully, take care of the Lost Sinner. And then we'll get Flame Weapon. The interesting thing about Flame Weapon is that in terms of the damage it does, it is weaker than the Resins. Almost in any case, the weapon buffs you can get, like spells, tend to be weaker than the Resins, with the exception being probably like Crystal Magic Weapon, or you know, basically that. But the Resins are always more powerful because, you know, they're consumable. I think pretty much Crystal Magic Weapon might be the only exception to that. But still, the advantage of Flame Weapon, of course, is having it on you at all times and not having to worry about, you know, it running out, you know, spending souls to buy some, or... Oh, it's not dead from... Wow, that dealt a lot of damage. I wanted to pick this up just as kind of like a side note, because I think one of these... Oh, that's on the other side, but we can open this with the Bastille key as well. On the other side, there is a fire seed, which we can pick up. Obviously, I took a lot of damage there, but we have a ton of these, so why not pop one? I'm still not worried, you know, overall. I have a ton of healing items. I have a shit ton of human effigies. So this, again, hopefully won't cause too many problems. Plus, these guys actually go down fairly easily. Especially if I knock them down. But yeah, you come in here and you open this door. And we are going to use a flame butterfly. Eventually, in a bit. And that's going to allow us to light these two oil slicks. Which, if I do remember correctly... Shit. If I remember correctly, it does get rid of the two pyromancers. If not... It's not going to matter too much because it still gives you increased visibility. Can you not backstab these guys? Huh. I swear I thought you could. Ouch. That kind of hurt, didn't it? You know what? Let's use another one. Oh, and I should also do this, because it's going to heal me. And once we're done with this... Okay, good. I was worried I didn't have flame butterflies, but no, I have a ton. Alright, here we go. Hopefully this is gonna take care of my problems. I mean, I could have beaten this boss without doing this, but it just makes things a lot easier. I would prefer to keep these souls because... Well, actually, if I beat the Sinner, it's not gonna matter because I'm gonna have 10,000 souls anyways. I actually don't know how much she gives in New Game Plus. So I think that's it. Let's see how we do here. Yeah. As you can see, one of the advantages of doing this is that you can actually lock onto her normally. Like, you're not gonna get that stupid thing where if she did that jump away, the lock on would have broken if the room wasn't illuminated. Gosh, she's very elusive. I don't remember her being this. Okay, that was a worthless attack. I think I should stick to the thrusting attacks of this weapon because they do the most damage. Like significantly more damage. Shit. This isn't the longest spear, by the way, in the game, so that's just something you should keep in mind. Oh, come on. Seriously? Oh, okay. This weapon is slower than I remember it being. I mean, like I said, I only used this weapon for a bit once for PvPing. I wanted to try it out. Ouch, yeah, that's gonna hurt. Okay, we'll bait her to do an attack. Nice and safely away. Oh, fucking hell, she's really annoying today. I don't remember her being quite this annoying ever. In terms of like dodging everything. The problem is I can't punish her. Like I can't counter her because she keeps dodging away. Alright, oh shit. Okay. That doesn't work. Pyromancers are still here. Fuck, that would have been such a good spin to win. It would have killed both of them. I think. They don't have a lot of HP. You just gotta watch out for the sinner, cause... Oh, fuck. Can you be any more elusive? There we go, one down. Took some damage. Gonna run out of Estus. That's gonna hurt. Yep, that's gonna kill, in fact. I didn't get any damage in. Okay, that doesn't get rid of the Pyromancers apparently, so we still have to watch out for that. Yeah, but she's being extremely annoying. Like, holy fuck. I actually almost think... Where is my trusty... There it is, longsword +7. And how many chunks? I have 7 chunks. I almost think that this will probably be better for this fight. Do I have a consumable? I can use just use one of these, can't I? Yep. We'll use this. That's gonna give us, yeah, 8,000 souls. That's fine. And... because I think just the longsword has a better moveset. And maybe for this fight, you know, sometimes if you're stuck, the thing to do is just to switch weapons. Like, I mean, that usually goes for any Souls game. You can try that. And sometimes, you know, a different weapon, different moveset can just make the difference. In fact, I can upgrade this to +10. I don't know what I should infuse it with because I think it gets decent scaling as it is. So let's try this. I have a good feeling about this. Good old trusty longsword. I mean, it's not gonna deal as much damage probably, because we're not gonna be getting the counters, but the moveset is probably gonna be a little bit more favorable. I could always buff up. Man, I keep fucking forgetting to send the elevator back. I know I'm forgetting something all the time, but it only occurs to me like right here. I think the problem is I'm so used to killing the sinner usually in one try that this is the last thing on my mind, that hey, you actually have to send the elevator back. Oh, not dead? Okay, cool. Yeah, having a faster weapon already feels good. Obviously, you know, I would say the short swords and the long swords are probably the weapons that were the most unchanged between like this game and Dark Souls 3. They are about the same speed, I think. Yeah. Wow, it takes a lot of durability, doesn't it? Might need some repair powder. Actually, before we go in there, I should probably remove this. Just because it's extra weight that I don't need. And just like a tiny bit more rolling frames can make all the difference. Do I have any resins? I have magic. Lighting might work. You know what? We'll try it. There is like no difference whether I use it or not, because Vanguard already sells an infinite amount. So, you know, if we ever run out, we have the place to buy more. So that's the thing, like, you can buy almost any item in this game in unlimited quantities, which is good. I mean, it's good for like, oh, it's the fire that's reflecting. That's actually really cool. I don't know what's causing that. I'm not sure if that's like a glitch or something. I'm pretty sure that's not supposed to be happening. Again, I have a better feeling about this. What the... Sometimes this game and its hitboxes. Are you shitting me? Because I'm so used to it. The hitboxes are excellent in Dark Souls 3. In fact, come on. She's not even swinging that thing anymore. I'm really salty about that. Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 2, you're hurting me, man. This, like, I've talked about this, but these are the reasons I sometimes hate this game. The pivoting enemies and the fucking hitboxes. Alright, well, I think it's time to start editing out all my attempts, so I shouldn't have done that. I still haven't sent the elevator back. Alright. I think I'm gonna, like I said, start cutting these out. Okay, so different tactic here. What I'm gonna try is, as you can see, I changed my equipment around to be a little bit lighter, because I wonder if like my equipment is maybe causing me to roll so badly. That was just like a terrible start to this fight. That was completely my fault, to be honest. I dealt some good damage to her. Oh, man, I don't know why I'm getting so salty. I mean, this is Dark Souls 2. I knew what it was. I don't know. Seems to be. Maybe I'm just dodging better. Nope. Still shitty hitboxes. When can I even heal in this? There they are. At least there's one of them. So they came out at the same... Oh yeah, they do. A tiny bit of delay. This fight would be so much easier if there was friendly fire. Yep, that's gonna get me. Nope. Okay, I'll take that trade. So they're dead. All I gotta beat now is the sinner. She like stayed weirdly passive there. Did you see that? The weapon is definitely helping. That's for sure. And I think the lighter equipment is giving me... Oh, that's her parry stance. You don't actually see that often. Like, she can actually parry you. Like, if I attacked her now, she would parry and... Oh, come on, those rolling attacks. She would kill me in one hit. So you have to be careful of that. Yeah, the lighter equipment is actually giving me a bit better of stamina recovery. And that's helping out quite a bit. Hitboxes. Alright, she's dead. Finally, that took like, well, technically it was only like 5 attempts, to be honest. But still, wow, it's almost 100,000 souls. And yeah, well, that's useful. Certainly gonna help us in making us a little bit more powerful. But what we really needed this boss for is right here, the Old Witch's Soul. This once magnificent soul continues to exert influence over the land even after the eons have reduced it to these remnants. Unfortunately, that is all that these special souls say. I can't even talk. No lore or anything, just the same description. But we all know what it is. I mean, Old Witch's soul, it can't really be more obvious than that. Alright. I want power. I want these 100,000 souls. To go, wow, there's a lot of levels. Let's go ahead and... See, I don't know if this needs 2 attunement or not. I honestly don't remember. I think it might only need 1. So we'll boost... Okay, you know what? You know what? We'll leave it for now. Hope for the best that I'm not gonna die in some stupid way twice. Oh, we can warp to... oh yeah, there is a bonfire there, of course. Not actually advised to warp to this bonfire usually, because all those exploding enemies aggro on you, and they can actually hurt, because these enemies do not like actually attack. They have an AoE. They can actually hit straight, and unfortunately, if he gets damaged in that way, he'll actually be pissed at you, which is a little bit strange, but well, you know, what can you do about that? We wanted this. There is nothing else beyond here, I think. You can break this, but where does this actually... oh, it just like leads there. That's kind of underwhelming. Alright, Strayed. Let's go ahead and trade for 4 uses, 1 attunement, 10,000 souls. Old Witch's soul. Let's read it first. Pyromancy that imbues weapon in other... Goddamn. Pyromancy that imbues weapon in other hand with fire. Adds fire damage to the types of damage the weapon already inflicts. Pyromancy and sorcery are said to be the oil and water, but in fact their origins can be traced to a common source, which is, of course, the Witch of Izalith. That is pretty obvious, you know. Yeah, that's one thing that people kind of sometimes don't like about this game. The sort of heavy-handedness of all the references. But, again, the nice thing about this game is that you can pretty much buff any weapon. There are very few weapons that you can't buff in this game, which is good, I think. I mean, actually we can keep that. I mean, it's light. And I think I had the hard leather. I think so. Anyways, we're gonna use the rest of these souls to level up. And with all of that said, we can actually start our journey to Dranglake Castle, which should be interesting. Not a very difficult area, but this is kind of the second half of the game after Dranglake, and it is definitely the more linear part of the game too. I don't think I've picked up any fire seeds recently. Actually, no, but there is one, like I said, in one of those entrances. I think the thing about fire weapon though is that it applies a static buff to your weapon. Like, I don't think it's dependent on your... oh, I do have a fire seed. I must have just missed it in my inventory. Whatever, we'll be picking up a few more. And I'll probably go back off screen and pick it up in the Bastille. So, which one is the closest? This one. The ruined forked road at the Shaded Woods. So yeah, the second part of the game, haven't talked about much of this because I didn't want to kind of like spoil the fun, even though this game is like 3 years old. No, I think it's only 2. It came out in 2014, which is a lot earlier than I remembered. Was this game only out for a year before Scholar came out? Huh. Because I didn't really think about it. I always assumed this was 2013, but actually no, that's probably the case because 2012 was Artorias of the Abyss. like summer 2012. And this game definitely didn't come out a few months after that. Hey there, I just got ganked. I thought he was running away. These assholes. These hollow motherfuckers. Well, they really ambushed me. They got me good. I'm dying a lot in this playthrough. And we haven't even gotten to the hard stuff, like the DLCs and everything. Well, actually, you know, it really depends on how you look at it. There are a couple of annoying fights in the DLCs, like what's his name is pretty annoying. Sin. Are you kidding? God, the dodging in this game pisses me off. Like Sin, I tend to find pretty annoying. Alon can get difficult. But those are pretty much the only two. And there is, of course, the boss I've never fought or never beaten. There is one boss in this game I've never beaten because I refuse to grind to beat him. Or both of them, I should say. It's the two copycats, literally. There's a boss in the third DLC called Ava, a giant, like, snow tiger. And there's another boss in that optional area, which is probably the worst area ever conceived in any Souls game, I would say. That just contains 2 copies of that boss in the end. So I'm not even gonna do that in this playthrough. No fucking way. I've never done that boss, and I never intend to, because FromSoft, I feel like, really dropped the ball on that. Unfortunately, while the DLCs, I feel like, do contain some of the best areas and bosses in this game, they unfortunately also contain some of the worst ones, both in terms of areas and yeah, this is the Shrine of Winter. You only open this if actually never know. Oh, it's because of Eleum Lois. Forbidden is the path to the ancient king's domain. With water dry and path amiss, woeful temptation is dismissed. Interesting rhyme there. But like I said, yeah, the DLC contains some of the best and worst of this game. Particularly the optional bosses are some of the worst. Mainly I'm talking about the gang squad in the Sunken King. Basically just 3 NPCs that are made into bosses and they just gank you. The blue smelter demon. And of course the 2 kiddies. Like, what the hell were they thinking? Whatever. I give them a pass because, like I said, I really like the DLCs for this game. Anyways, this is another one of those area transitions coming up right here. That sort of makes no sense when you think about it. But this could be another one of those, like, transitions. Because you see, you can actually see the other end of the tunnel after a while. Well, actually, no, you can see the messages. But people think, if you follow that theory I talked about a couple of times, you know, where you forget parts of your journey, this is another one of those transitions. Because you can actually see Drangley Castle from the shaded woods, and it looks to be pretty far away. And oh, there's a third one. And as soon as you come out of this tunnel, you're like basically right on top of Drangley Castle. Which, again, can seem weird, but I don't know. I hold true to that explanation. I mean, it's a pretty cool looking castle and area, you have to admit. This whole thing with the rain, I think, is pretty awesome. You're not gonna escape me. Or maybe you are. Almost had him. That was some of the worst jump attacks I've ever done.
This castle is isolated, but nonetheless you must forge on to bring an end to your journey and mine.
I do like, however, that this Firekeeper, we'll find out her name later. She's a little bit more active than some of the other ones. First of all, being blind, or being not blind, I mean, probably helps. But yeah, I kind of like that she actually like moves around and does stuff instead of just like sitting around. Oh, hey there. What the fuck? How did I survive that? That was, I shouldn't even have survived that. These guys are stronger than I remember them being. In that, I feel like once again I am saved. That was my life gem that saved me because the life gem's healing was still active. Like her moving around and everything kind of makes it feel like almost more like the Maiden in Black at the end, you know, where she actually like engages you and helps you. Sort of, you know. But yeah, she's probably my favorite Firekeeper out of the 3 games. Well, the first game, you know, technically didn't. 3 games if you count Demons, this game, and 3. Because 1 didn't really have like a main Firekeeper. It didn't really have like a main character to assist you. Yeah, you have to kill these 2 guys. There are these machines all over the place. They work with souls. So you have to kill an enemy near them. And because of that, there is actually a place here where these guys that I'm fighting right now actually spawn infinitely. Because, you know, they didn't want people to accidentally screw this up. So yeah, they just keep spawning. I mean, these backgrounds aren't the prettiest, to be honest. But, you know, this game is not as new. Dark Souls 3 has excellent, like, vistas and everything. You can see a bunch of areas. And here is Chancellor Veloger.
Who are you? By whose permission this castle is a domain?
They never kind of explain what exactly has happened to this guy. Oh, hey there. You can't hurt him, so it doesn't matter. And he says the queen has taken him, which gives us a hint, you know.
He vanquished our king has watched over this land, King Vendrick. We must.
So apparently, probably what's happening to this guy is that he's stuck in like a time loop or something. Because he looks like one of those phantoms you see of other players, you know. But they never kind of explain what's going on with this guy.
Long ago, the queen came to us. She warned our lord of the looming threat across the seas, of the giants. The king crossed the ocean and defeated the giants. The king commandeered their power.
So yeah, we kind of get information. This guy has a lot of
Celebrate victory.
dialogue.
Brought peace to the peace so deep. It was like the dark.
Most significant dialogue probably that Veloger has.
Where am I? What has happened to our castle? Who are you? By whose permission do you stand before me?
Yeah, he's really interesting, I think. In that he's kind of confused about whether he is in the present or still at the height of Drangleic. He sells magic arrows, lightning arrows, a bunch of stuff, spells. Really interesting thing about this guy is that if you get to, I think, New Game Plus Plus, he's the guy that sells all the Covenant spells. So of course in this game as well there are Covenant specific spells. Mainly I think Great Chaos Fireball is one of them and a couple of others. He's the one that ends up selling them. You know, so if you don't want to like grind in a Covenant, or at this point I guess some of the Covenants are probably dead. So if you don't want that, but you still want the spells, you can just get to New Game Plus Plus. And by the way, Bonfire using aesthetics doesn't work because I think this is one of those areas that cannot be aesthetic, where Veloger is. But yeah, we got some lore on the... Is this a... Yeah, it's a person. We got some lore on the queen as well. Hey there, Ambush. And kind of Drang Lake itself. So Vendrick, who we've heard about before, he's basically sort of like a Lord Gwyn, but a little bit different. He found the queen. She warned him of the giants. They invaded these guys. Yeah, okay. We don't need to engage. But this one's gonna be aggroed anyways by now. She warned him of the giants' attack. You know, giants are like the giant we saw in the forest. So they went there, conquered them, killed them, I guess. And Vendrick took their power, which allowed him to create these golems. And he essentially built the castle with the golems. I mean, even these like so... Did I just get killed by them? Even these like weird soldiers kind of work on the same technology that Vendrick straight up stole from the giants. But the thing with what happened in the forest and the Giant King and everything, basically we'll find out later that the giants counterattacked. And that's why we see the remnants of battle when we get to the Forest of the Fallen Giants, because essentially they didn't want Vendrick to have the technology or magic or whatever that he took. But of course the lore gets a little bit deeper than that, because as you heard... Oh, that was stupid of me. I always forget that I should just use R1. But I forget that you can actually... Oh, this is needed for one of the DLCs. I always forget that you need... What you call it? That you can break chests in this game. Where should I end? Because I need to cut out some... I think this is a good enough room to end it in before we go on to more action. I want to thank you guys very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Return to Dark Souls 2. We actually got shit done. I didn't think we'd get to Drang Lake, but beat the old witch, even though I kind of got salty during the fight. But that's fine, you know. Sometimes getting salty is acceptable. Still, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see all of you next time. Goodbye.